He looked withered. He looked beaten.
Michael Steele is a former Republican National Committee chairman.
But most importantly, he looked pissed. And there's nothing worse than a pissed bigot on the stage with a woman he can't control.
Whoever did debate prep for Donald Trump should be fired. He was not good tonight at all.
Make no mistake about it. Trump had a bad night. He rose to the bait repeatedly when she baited him, something I'm sure his advisors had begged him not to do.
Even conservative media star Bill O'Reilly trashed Trump.
But then he descended, as he always does, and I don't know why. I wrote a book on the man. I can't tell you why. I mean, they talk about migrants eating dogs and cats. I mean, that's something Saturday Night Live would do.
And Donald Trump spent more time talking about people eating pets, people at his rallies, and whether he had more or less than he did about the economy.
And we heard so many of the old grievances that we'd long thought that Trump had learned were not winners politically. And there they all were, talking about how he didn't lose the election and all that. I mean,
and to go back and try to relitigate for the, 8,000th time, the election 2020? I mean, Ms. Harris is right when she says, hey, we need somebody to look ahead. We got to get out of this.
By most accounts, including post-debate polling, Kamala Harris won the debate in decisive fashion. Even Trump supporters at the event site, including Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, told members of the media that Trump had failed. Former Republican operative Tim Miller of The Bulwark appeared on MSNBC after speaking to Graham in Spin Alley.
He looked at me and he was just like, you are right about one thing. That was a disaster. He was unprepared, and we should fire the debate team.
A few conservatives said the debate moderators should be fired. Former Fox News star Megyn Kelly looked like she was going to stroke out on her podcast as she blasted the debate fact-checking.
I'm disgusted. I'm ashamed of those moderators at ABC News. This should be the last time the Republicans ever do this. Because those two moderators tried to sink Donald Trump tonight.
To put Megyn Kelly's grievances in perspective, here is Mediaite editor Colby Hall.
The people, the players that complain about the refs are the losers, right? The winners of a game never complain about the refs. So I think the complaining about the moderators sort of reveals how the candidates' surrogates felt about the debate itself.
To be fair, the moderators did miss some opportunities to press Kamala Harris on policy changes. Also, fact-checkers note that Harris made some claims that were misleading and out of context. But that's very different from the countless whoppers delivered by Donald Trump. For example, when Donald Trump said that babies are being killed after they are born, that's not abortion, that's murder, and it's illegal, as the moderators pointed out. Also, the story that cats are being eaten by Haitian immigrants in Ohio has no evidence to support it. In other words, on several occasions, Donald Trump made statements that were absurd, provably false things. And that puts conservatives, the Trump campaign, and his surrogates in a bind. In any case, the Trump campaign and their supporters are clearly frustrated and angry. The latest polls are not going their way, and the debate only added to their misery. Even the conservative-leaning Drudge Report called it Trump's 9/11 worst performance of career. And it's not just that Trump was terrible. Vice President Kamala Harris was strong. She never lost her cool. She came across as thoughtful and in control. And she bludgeoned Trump effectively and mercilessly, especially over his election denialism. By nearly all accounts, Kamala Harris was compelling and presidential. Donald Trump was angry and unhinged. In less than 8 weeks until Election Day, it all has conservatives freaking out. By the way, Donald Trump's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, just got busted and shamed on live TV over her nonsense.
He's specifically referencing information from the 2020 election.
On CNN, Republican National Committee Chair Lara Trump said her father-in-law's latest claims about election fraud in Pennsylvania are about the last election, not this one.
What we're talking about right now is making sure that every vote matters and every vote counts. And I've worked very hard.
What information do we have?
RNC.
What evidence is there that 20% of the mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania in 2020 were fraudulent?
I didn't see that report, so I'd have to go back and look at it. So I can't directly speak to that.
But she did directly speak to that seconds earlier.
Donald Trump wants every voter, no matter if you're voting Republican, Democrat, or third-party candidate, to
so
feel
why
comfortable
is he
that you
saying
can
that
vote.
20% of them are fraudulent.
He's specifically referencing information from the 2020 election.
You're a loser.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Charles Kimbrell, who wrote, "I, for one, am sick of the Trump family." I hear you. I look forward to reading your comments about conservatives melting down over Donald Trump's awful debate. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.